It is an honor to be here with you today, and Principal Crump, thank you for allowing us to come in today. And Terry was here just a few minutes ago, and I got to say hi to him as he was slipping out the door. And this is a great team that you put together here, and the Houston Math Science and Technology Center. I want to say thank you to them for allowing us to come. Congratulations on the work that you have done, a very remarkable amount of work, and there's lots of thanks to go around to a lot of people. Senator, how are you, brother? No, your timing is impeccable as always. And Natasha, thank you for being here and for your service on the ISD. And this is a great example of what happens when everyone gets together, whether it's the board, the administrators, the parents, the elected officials, and we're going to talk a little bit about what they did over the course of the last sessions of the legislature. But most importantly, right here in front of us, these young men and women who have great and fortuitous futures in front of them for the work that they've done. It's when you work together and you tackle tough problems, when you use accountability and resources and leadership, you stay focused, then you succeed. And you know, it wasn't long ago that the prognosis for this school was pretty bleak. Test scores were well below acceptable levels. The dropout levels were far too high, and the efforts to improve these measures were consistently falling short. That created an urgent situation because these young people's future was at stake, as it is in any struggling school. The problems that Sam Houston faced are not new. We've worked diligently for many years to keep our trust with the students of this state to improve struggling campuses. And your leaders here at this center, at Houston ISD, at TEA, in the Capitol, they have stayed focused on the key goal, and that is preparing our young people to compete in this global economy that we find ourselves in today. The core elements of that effort are that's the emphasis on the basics, holding schools accountable for student success, ensuring our standards and curricula and textbooks are college ready, implementing a teacher incentive program designed to get our best teachers into the hardest to staff classrooms. This year, the state's going to spend $395 million on a teacher incentive program that is the largest in America. Our overall goal is for young Texans, no matter what their economic status, to graduate from our high schools career and college ready. We're working to equip them with the essential knowledge, learning skills that will allow them to tackle what's next and to reduce the need for any expensive remedial help. During the past legislative session, your leaders in Austin took our educational improvements to the next level by passing House Bill 4. Rob Eisler was the champion of that. He was the lead author, and he was supported by leaders on the other side of the aisle, like Senator Gallegos and Senator Patrick. That landmark legislation has its roots in the findings of a select committee that basically got us out of the office in 2007. They traversed the state. They listened to people all across this state. They were asking for input. They talked to educators and parents and members of the community. They gathered their thoughts on public education, and they also absorbed the recommendations on how to improve the state's accountability system. And HB 3 is a great example of what happens when you set out a clear goal and you involve Texans in the planning. You trust leaders to craft a winning strategy. Education Week magazine recently recognized Texas for being one of the first states in the nation to hold schools directly accountable for ensuring our students graduate college and career ready with 4 years of math, science, social studies, and English on their transcript. It also gives students more flexibility in choosing their other courses so that they can deepen their understanding of areas that have interest to them, enriching their education and obviously their future as well, and maybe even staying in school longer, whether it's going off to that community college, technical institution, or one of the four-year colleges in the state. At the same time, this bill makes schools more accountable to parents by enabling the parents to access vital information on their children's progress. It also makes districts more accountable to taxpayers by requiring the schools to post their budgets online. And it also directs the comptroller to assess and rank districts based on their financial efficiency. 2 months into the fall semester, schools across the state are executing that strategy on behalf of these students, improving their chances to graduate college and career ready and make their mark in the world. Tax scores for 2008-2009 are up in every subject area in every grade. And Texas was recently recognized as one of only 4 states to close the achievement gap in math. So, Mr. Commissioner, I say we're on the right track. You know, with that said, there are some schools that are still struggling to make the grade, and we're not going to give up on them, just like Armando was talking about, that failure is not an option. And those students are too important. Their future is too important. Students affiliated with chronically low-performing campuses struggle to develop the skills that they need to succeed at the next level. And for that matter, they're more likely to drop out of school. And those dropouts are not only on track to earn about $9,200 a year less than their graduating peers, they're at a much higher risk for unemployment, extended time on public assistance, or for that matter, even prison. That's why I take the issue of failing schools so seriously. We're talking about the lives of young Texans. We're talking about the future of our state. Sam Houston is proof that positive change is possible. After 6 years of underperformance, this school has not only met state standards, it is now a recognized campus. In 2 years, scores on the reading tax went from 73% to 83%. The number of students meeting the standards for math jumped 22%. Improvements like that don't just happen by accident. This is the product of a shared effort, starting with the hard work of the students and the teachers on this campus and the support of the community, the guidance of HISD and the Texas Education Agency, and the involvement of the leaders that are standing here behind me and their colleagues in the Capitol. We're here today to celebrate. We're here to celebrate this remarkable progress at Sam Houston Math, Science, and Technology Center. To commend those individuals who have worked so hard to make a difference, and to offer a message of hope and encouragement to other Texas schools that are still struggling out there, that not only is help on the way, that you too can join this rarefied air that Sam Houston is living in right now. Their students and their families need to know that we are continually bringing resources to bear to help break the cycle of underachievement that's plagued their schools. For example, we recently established a turnaround center to collect and share best practices and passed legislation to map out multiple approaches for turning around low-performing schools. And in the months and the years to come, we're going to continue to invest in our students, and we're going to offer new resources as we work to offer every Texas student the support that they deserve and the education that they need to pursue their dreams and support their dreams and their families, I might add. So, Janet, again, I want to say thank you. When it really gets down to the epicenter here, you are right in the middle of it, and a great asset to this school.